What's up, guys? I got my Salt Supply S2. This is pretty much stock aside from, the paint and the tape. The only thing I've done to this is my bolt bumper got messed up after like 1,500 shots or like 1,000 shots. I think about 1,000 shots. The bolt bumper was toast. It's just this like flat washer back here. I replaced it with an O-ring. That's all I've done to this. I haven't drilled anything. It's all pretty much stock. This is an MCS tank adapter. I'm going to use it to connect it to my CO2 tank. HPA works okay in this, but my CO2 always does better. This is pretty much full. I think it's only missing like 50 grams or so of CO2, so it's at about 500 grams of CO2. Capacity is like 550 or 560. It doesn't usually get that high when I take it to Ansgear to refill it, just for like safety and stuff. Like it's a 20-ounce tank, and they'll put like 19 or 18 in it, because yeah, that's just how it is sometimes. But that's cool. It's cheap for me to refill this thing. It's like $4. It's equivalent to about 40 cartridges, 12-gram cartridges, these things. So it's that $4 goes a long way for me to shoot a lot of things, especially when they have restrictors and handles, such as the S2, or if I use the any of my T4E stuff that has a restrictor in the handle. I can easily remove the restrictor, but I like to see how they perform with restrictors and without restrictors on different gases like this, or 700 psi HPA or 900 psi HPA or 1050 psi HPA or 12-gram cartridges. So today I'm going to use this with this. It's about 65 degrees Fahrenheit. I think it's like 20 Celsius, just about. I'm going to use the Grimburg Joules V3s. I'm going to use Alien Play balls, and I'm going to use Riot balls, 9.9 gram Riot balls. Got those from Sean from Less Lethal for Dummies. Thank you very much, Sean, for these balls. And yeah, so I'm going to air this thing up, load up Grimburg Joules. I'll do 11 shots of each, or I'll just do 10 shots of each. 10 of these, 10 of these, and 10 of these. I'll start with these, actually, because it'll start getting cold after a while. So I'll be right back. Alright, you guys, 9.9 gram Riot balls. Salt Supply S2, 65 degrees Fahrenheit. It's not that warm. It's kind of overcast and gloomy today. CO2 tank pretty much topped off, and chronograph, stock S2, nothing changed in it. Sometimes when I run the CO2 tank, I'll get 18-19 joules pretty consistently, and sometimes when it's really hot, or if it's at full pressure and it's hot, I'll get like 23, 24, 25 joules. So I'll see how it performs today. 212, I think that's about 19, maybe 20. 216. 214. 212. 210. So I'm going to switch out the mag. I got my other one right here. So these are also 9.9 gram Riot balls. So even when I run my higher output pressure HPA tank, I'll maybe get like 17 joules with my S2. So I'm pretty sure this is doing better than my HPA 900 psi HPA output. I'll have to try the 1050, but I already shot all the air out of it, so I'll do that in a future video. 9.9 gram Riot ball. It had been sitting on the table pressurized for like a minute because I cleared out the box right now. 214. 214. 212. This is the last shot right here with these ammos. 208. So I'm gonna get the Grimburg Joules V3s, and I'll be right back. I forgot to mention those Riot balls are like 680 on the bore size. These are 7.7 grams averaging Joules V3s, Grimburg Joules V3s. 682 to 684 bore size. Majority of them are 684, but there is a couple that were at 682. So yeah, here we go. This has been pressurized for like 2 minutes or so. The S2. 248. 240. 238. 236. 226. The S2, whenever I run it on these big tanks, every shot feels like it's the first shot on a CO2. So it feels like you have that kind of like pushback when you pull the trigger on the first shot. Every single shot feels like that, like high powered, because I'm running it on a big old tank. So here we go. Oops. 236. 234. 236. 230. 228. I think I've shot my S2 about at least 1,300 times now, and I haven't had any issues with O-rings going bad, like ones that seal things off, like valve O-rings. I mean, I make sure to oil it probably every like 20 to 30 shots. I put a spray of silicone spray, or if I'm using a 12-gram cartridge, I'll put a drop on the end of the tip of the cartridge. But I haven't had any problems with mine. It's been very reliable. My pierce caps have been good. I did mess with one of mine and I like messed it up myself, but I did get a replacement cap from Salt Supply for free. I just emailed them like, hey, my S2 pierce cap started leaking, and they have all my information, my order information. So they sent me a new one, and the new one's working fine. I've been using this one for like 9 months now, maybe 10 months, and it's been absolutely fine. But I do know that it's a sort of common problem for people's puncture caps to leak. So now I have my Alien Play 7.2 gram balls. These are pretty well worn, 679, 678 bore size, so they're small. So I'm losing power on these because of the under bore, but see what they do. This has been pressurized for like 2 minutes. 246. 242. 240. 238. 232. So I'm going to get the next rounds, which are just right here in the magazine. So another set of 5 Alien Play balls. I like plink shooting with these because they're cheap, and if I lose them, it's like whatever, because they're not $1 each. 242. 236. 234. 232. 226. And that is it, you guys. So yeah, it's pretty average shooting speeds and stuff with this CO2 tank. If it was warmer, everything would probably be up 5 to 10 FPS, but because it's cold out here, like not warm, it's a nice day out here right now. To me, I consider this nice, but it's not super cold and it's not like super warm. Yeah, that's the S2 with like kind of normal operating temperatures and stuff on a CO2 tank. I don't have 90 gram CO2 tanks, and I could probably get some, but I'm not too concerned with those. because I can do this. It's way cheaper for me to do this than to buy the 90-gram CO2s, because each one of those is like $8 for just one, and I can get this filled for $4. And this is basically instead of 90 grams, this is like 500 grams for like half the price. All right, you guys, I turned off my air tank. There's still pressure in this. Instead of degassing it with my check valve, I'm just going to shoot the rounds out. This usually sort of simulates a 12-gram cartridge because there's no more pressure getting fed into it. So there's only pressure left in the valve, in the handle, and in this kind of long hose line thing. So whatever pressure's in here usually gets like 19-20 joules on the first shot, and then it drops like about 1 joule each time I shoot. And it's kind of similar to how a 12-gram would perform if I was using a 12-gram cartridge. 244, that's an alien play. These are all alien play balls, 7.2 grams. 232, 222. So it's pretty typical. Even on a 12-gram, you'll have like a 6 to 10 FPS drop each shot, but that's normal because it's a 12-gram cartridge. 222, since I was talking, it probably was able to repressurize a little bit. 202, so it's pretty much running out of gas at this point. I'm gonna pop the mag out. I think that was 5 shots, but I'll see if I can even get all these to shoot. So this is another magazine. 210, 196, 184, 172, 150, and I think that might be it because that one felt pretty weak. No more ammo. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yeah, pretty much out of gas. Out of gas, and that'll be it for this video. This is a check valve, so I can take all the pressure out of the line and stuff without having to dry fire a bunch. But sometimes I decide to shoot whatever pressure's left in the launcher instead of dry fire, or not instead of dry firing, instead of letting the check valve just leak all the air out, because it's fun to see the drop-off speeds. If I run this on something that has no restrictors in it, like the TR68 or the TR50 or the HTP50 with no restrictors, and I use this big old tank, usually on those, because there's no restrictor in them, it'll shoot all the air out like on the first shot, and then the second shot might reset the bolt, but it probably won't. So yeah, that's the S2 on a big old tank on a sort of a cold day, just normal temperatures. Usually when this is like, when it's like 70 degrees outside, 70 degrees Fahrenheit, 22 Celsius or higher, this performs a lot better. But this is kind of like not, the temperature it's at right now isn't hurting this, but it's just operating normally right now. So I'll do this. It's almost summertime out here. I'll do this in like 95-degree weather with all these same rounds with the topped off tank, and it'll probably be up higher. Like I said earlier, I've gotten it to hit like 24 joules sometimes, or like 25 every once in a while with the full tank and with this airline, but it has to be hot or like a warm day, like at least 85 degrees Fahrenheit or higher, and it'll be hitting pretty good, pretty damn good. So yep, that'll be it for this one. I've really liked my Joules V3s. None of them have cracked or broken. I had one Riot ball crack on me, and these cannot crack on you, but they have gotten flat sides and stuff. I still shoot them because I haven't seen any issues with my barrels getting damaged or anything, and I shoot the crap out of this thing. Like I said, I've probably shot this thing at least 1,300 times, and yeah, the barrel still looks clean in there. If anyone wants to see it, I'll show it in a video. I'll make a short or something, have a barrel inspection with all the launchers I have. But yeah, I think the only ones that may get damaged is probably the HDP 50s, because I run steel balls through them, and steel balls on an aluminum barrel, since steel is harder than aluminum, those will probably end up getting scratched after a while. But right now I'm pretty sure they're still fine. I don't have any scratches or anything in those, and I don't have steel balls. Those are way too heavy, and they don't perform that well from what I've seen. They're like 20 grams. But anyways, you guys have a good one, and I'll see you next time. What's up, guys? Just real quick, I made a short the other day. This was full. I believe it weighed 1342 or 1346 grams. So 1,346 is what it weighed before. I shot the S2. I shot the S2 about 30 times with the air valve, on, pressing down this pin and feeding more air. So each shot with the S2 using this tank took about 2 grams out every time I shot, because it lost about 60. Maybe it's like 1.7 grams. Each shot of out of the S2 used about 2 grams at least. It could have been like 1.8, 1.7. I don't really have a way to see that, because this only has a 2 gram tolerance. So yeah, it uses a lot of air, but when you use a 12 gram, you can get about 10 to 15 shots out of 112 gram. But obviously the first shot is the strongest, and then it goes down lower and lower and lower, but it's because you're using a 12 gram. But yeah, I've always wondered how much the S2 actually uses, and there it is. So it's about 2 grams, probably 1.7, 1.8 grams per shot. If I had a more like a higher tolerance, of like a lower tolerance, I mean, of a scale or a balance, I'd be able to tell that. But it has a 2 gram tolerance, so it can only measure 2 grams at a time. 2 grams, plus 2 grams, 4 grams, 6 grams, 8 grams. It doesn't do like 2.3 or 1.6 or nothing like that. It doesn't show me that. So just if you wanted to know how much CO2 the S2 is actually using up each shot. So have a good one.